Futures and options on futures trading involve substantial risk and is not a suitable investment for all types of investors. Past results are not necessarily indicative of future results. When I use the word I in this video, it refers to what I teach in my charting course or what I author in my twice daily oral and written updates. Prices shown on charts and quote boards are in real time and take into account all known activity up to this point in time. And if you'd like to read more of this disclaimer, simply hit the pause key on your video player.
Good day, all. Ira Epstein of Linn & Associates with your metals market update for this Wednesday, the 24th of October, 2018. The time about 2:45 in the afternoon right now. Well, it's a day of terrorism. Yes, terrorism. People trying to change the American way of life. It began yesterday when a terrorist package made the news that it was left to George Soros, the huge financier, who is a Democrat, at his home. Nobody put that together. I think the president was thinking when he said the caravans are being well-financed and it's Democrats, I think he was referring to the foundations that Mr. Soros has, but I can't prove that. Today, all heck broke loose as Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton's home received one of these packages. The Obamas, Maxine Waters got one. I can go on and on. John Bonner, our ex-CIA agent, head of the CIA, people everywhere getting these. So far, they've caught the packages. They're supposedly rudimentary bombs in them. We don't know an awful lot, and we're not going to know all the details because they're just not going to release it. They're going to turn loose all the agencies. But when that happens, it puts pressure on financial markets because there's fear. The dollar gets a bid. Often the yen gets a bid, and it's up 14 points. And, of course, bonds and notes get a bid. The markets are acting the way they should. The gold market is actually holding up pretty well considering where it's at, but we know that it's had a problem. More important, what the gold has done is it's broken away from the euro currency where it was once joined at the hip. And whether that's permanent or not, I wish I could tell you. I don't know. When I look at a weekly chart of closes, gold is still up for the week, roughly $3. Not a bad move at all. The pennant formation, where you have the pole and the pennant going, this is still holding, and that means that as the market pulls back in from time to time, it's seeing support show up there. That's just what went on today. You can see that you haven't taken out a previous break low of 1222. Therefore, the trend is up. You got higher highs, higher lows. The resistance should be the first challenge of the 100-day average because it's right above the market. The other number that's in there is the upper Bollinger Band, and you only hit it back here. It hasn't been challenged recently. It's the 100-day average that's acting temporarily as that resistance point, and momentum is locked in or bullish. In other words, when you get this pattern where both numbers that make up the slow stochastic are going for several days in a row over the 80 level, you have what's called an embedded reading. Embedded means it changed. It locked into a bullish mode, and you know it's left it when you get the red line to close under 80. Hasn't done it yet. When we get to the GLD ETF, what about the embedding here? Well, you can see both numbers are over today, 80. Yesterday they were over 80. The day before and the day before. You got 4 days already of that. So you've got your embedded reading, which is helping this market to hold on to its gains as well. The pattern here isn't as bullish as the futures, which have higher highs and higher lows. GDX holding on to a degree, but overbought, not giving you that pattern. And why should it? Remember, industry still having some problems. So the mining stocks probably being pulled to a degree by the general break in so many of the industrials and the other sectors of the market that are down today. And terrorism does that to a market. In the gold-silver ratio, still just this sideways action, not able to break out one way or the other. Silver losing to gold today. Overbought condition. It might want to correct a little bit from here. The copper market still displaying what? Sideways action. You've got a pattern of higher lows, higher highs, but you're closed under the 18-day average. The two negate each other. Momentum's pointing down. When you break out of this sideways action, we'll have a story. Now, what could happen is you could take out tomorrow 273.90 and end up with lower highs, lower lows in a breakout mode if you close under that lower Bollinger Band. So the bulls have their hands full to support the market at that number, and the bears want to push through that and say, you're not going to do that, we're going down. In the platinum market, the bears, I think, are still attempting to control the market. If you look at the 18-day average, it's 833.40. They're not doing a great job because if the market settles over that number, the bias is up. Yes, you have the pattern of lower highs and lower lows, but that's also countered by the market if it closes over that 18-day average and with momentum not pointing down. In other words, this market's in pretty neutral area. In the palladium market, I won't be surprised to see the market get and close under the upper Bollinger Bands. You had 2 days over it. What are the odds of staying over it? 5% of the time. My own rule of thumb that I've learned is you can take each one of the consecutive times and take it away from that 5%, and you end up with a 3% chance the market will close over that number. Just getting back under it. Remember, the concept is if one's buying, the question is, do you want to be buying over a Bollinger Band, or are you waiting for the market to pull back within it? So it's all how you use the tool. And of course, the dollar index up and over the upper Bollinger Band today, and I think it's about the terrorist attacks, and I'll call them attacks that are going on. You deliver these many bombs around the country, I would call that a terrorist attack, and I think you'll hear it called that way. If they go off, it's even more of a catastrophe. But the dollar getting a bid and all that because nobody knows what to do. And of course, with less than 2 weeks before elections, people are trying to create havoc. With that havoc, I try to explain it as it's going on and what it's doing in the futures markets. So if you'd like my take on it, specific ideas on trading, preparation for the next day trade, like tomorrow we get our balance of trade, we're going to get a bunch of different numbers on the economy. Well, I've already got the estimates, they're out. Then to take, if you go through that from agriculture reports, what does it mean for the cattle report when that came out? We do all that. So if you'd like a trial to this, give me a call. You can go to our website, www.iraepstein.com. You can click up here if you're watching me on YouTube. It'll all take you to the area you need, and away you go. I'm Ira Epstein. You have yourself a great day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.